Everyone, how's it going? We're on the East Coast. We're in Northern Virginia, and it's a baseball day. It's Saturday, August 17th. We have a full slate of games, or 15 games today. A few of them have already started and already happened. We won the Cubs game. They won, I believe, 2 or 3-0. We thought they were going to win 5-3. They won, and then Cleveland lost to the Yankees, but it was close. It ended up being a 6-5 game, so we had them losing 9-10, but I said bet them because the line was so good. If you took them plus 1.5, you won. There's another game like that's coming up today. It's the White Sox and the Angels. And a couple things I want to talk about in this video are not just sports betting strategies for one team or the other, but also fantasy. I built another application for generating lineups for fantasy sports like Draftkings and FanDuel and such. What I'm going to do tonight, because I do this sometimes when I can't get out and make a bet on a game. I can't make it to West Virginia to make a bet tonight, but I can do DraftKings. So what I'm doing is that they offer something called a showdown, where they talk about one game. In this case, it's the White Sox and Angels game we're going to talk about tonight. And you pick a bunch of players, and you pick a specialty player that earns some points. So what I'm looking at here is I have something called the batting pivot sheet. And within this sheet, what you can do is you can look at the lineups and who's playing for each team and what their contribution is. So, for example, on the White Sox, they actually have some pretty strong roster guys up at the top here. You can also compare these two together. Let's see how you do this. Compare these two together. All right, so we've got the White Sox and the Angels. You can see that Mike Trout is by far, he's the man. He's got the highest score. He's the greenest here. He's really the guy you want. He's going to get a lot of points, but he's also probably pretty expensive. And you have different lineups orders and everything. Now, what you can do is say you want to grab, these 5 guys, and you want to have a mixture of them in your lineup. This application I have, and if you're interested in this is something that's going to be on draftmatician.com, but if you're interested in using this or want to get an advanced copy of some things that you can do with this, let me know, because I'm partnering with them, but I'm also developing iterations on my own that you can use. So let me know if you're interested in any of this. So you can place these players here in the file that's set up for this, and then you have to focus on a special player for this showdown thing, like a special player that you think is going to get the most points. So let's say that person is James McCann down here. That's our focus guy that we want to have. Well, you put your focus guys up here, and you grab all the different guys that you think are gonna do well. Maybe you don't need to have specific positions for this or anything, but once you put them in there, what you can do is then this is a possible list of you have 7 guys here, but I'll add a few more just to show you how this works. Let's add a few more guys here. What it does is you have all these possible guys, and then you can sort them and mix them up. So you go to the sheet and you refresh, and then all your lineups are going to pop up here automatically, and you're going to see how many of each guy you have in your lineup. Like, we're not using these 3 columns here, and we're not using these 4 columns here, but we're using everything else. And so here's what it looks like. It looks like if you grab, so you want to enter multi-entry tournaments. This is how you win fantasy, by the way, if you didn't know. You put a bunch of different entries into big tournaments, all iterations of certain types of game flow that you're predicting. So if you think it's going to go one way, one team's going to win, they're going to hit a lot, and their pitcher's going to do well, or which different pitcher's going to do well, and nobody's going to hit. Whatever type of game flow you're predicting, and you pick your guys to map that game flow, once you dump them in here, you then grab a bunch of these lineups over here. You just grab them and you paste them into an upload file, and then they become your lineup on DraftKings or FanDuel. Well, this gives you the option to make sure that they fit underneath the salary cap of $50,000. So you have to click here where it says over or under. Under is what we need. Under 50,000. So which rosters are available? Well, there are only with these group of players. This is the fun and cool thing about this file. With these group of players, there's only a possibility of this many entries. The answer to that is 20. There are only 20 entries with those players. So you can literally have every possible combination with this guy as your main head guy. It's called the captain in the showdown, the top guy. But you can also switch. What if you want Mike Trout to be your captain? I bet you're not going to be able to have any rosters if you do this. Let's see what happens. Because Mike Trout becomes more expensive when you make him your captain. let's see. There are actually 3 lineups that are possible. You can do that with Mike Trout as your captain, and these are the lineups they're showing right here. So this allows you to get an advantage in fantasy sports. And I thought that combining the 2 files, this fantasy file along with the baseball file, lets you know who to pick, and then you also know how to get your distribution set up for fantasy so you can win more. So if you're interested in that, talk to me. Contact me on the website, send me an email, whatever. As I'm going to be doing this for football. Football is a huge fantasy thing. I think we all like to play a Sunday football and have a chance to win $2 million or something on Draftkings with a $20 entry. Well, this type of system will allow you to predict game flows in all types of different games and really have just too much fun with it, I feel like. So that's what's going on today. We're 6 minutes in. Is there anything else we want to look at in the games for baseball today? I think the answer is not really. File's been having a rough time. The only underdogs, it's the White Sox. I liked the White Sox tonight. It's a great line. So I think that is a good bet. Cleveland lost, but it was close. And what do we have? Everything else is still going on right now. I think Houston just started. So we're out for now. May all of our picks be winning.